Hey, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. We're back in the Monster Manual 3.5, and we're in the dinosaur section. And I don't have some of these dinosaurs, and I do have others. Actually just gave away the perfect Triceratops the other day, too. That's a damn shame. But anyways, I've already done a lot of dinosaurs. And what I do is, if I ever see sculpts that are really good, and I think would be nice on the table, I just I base them and paint them up. And my son, my 6-year-old, gave me this and said he wanted me to use it for the T-Rex. And by scale, this is probably technically not huge. So huge would go on a 3-inch base, and this guy would not fit on a 3-inch base. This is a 3.5-inch base, I believe. Yeah, and he barely fit. So this would be like borderline gargantuan. And if you look, a T-Rex is not that big, okay? And it's really, T-Rexes actually might not look like that according to some of the stuff I've read. But anyways, let's start out here. Let's get a base. So for these big ones like this, I don't put a nub, I just put a little bit of glue. And I just attach these directly to a paint lid. Something like that. Yeah. Good. Alright, and then we're going to need to cover this little hole here. So I'm going to get some glue and do that. Something like that. Alright. Let's get a little super glue on here. I say a little. That was quite a bit of super glue. I'm just looking for a piece of cardstock so I can use this as a little spreader. Okay. Get some texture on there. Then normally I just put some baking soda, but I want to get a couple grains of sand in here somewhere. Something a little bigger. And then I'll do this baking soda. I'm going to get a toothbrush, clean that off real quick. Alright. Wipe that off with an old t-shirt, get all the excess crud. We're going to glue him down. And to make sure he stays good, I think we should probably put some extra holes there. Nothing too fancy. Okay. Just get his legs flat and hold them in a position to which they'll stick good. And we'll just hold him there for a second because we had to bend him to get him that way. Now you'll see there's a big seam on his back, and that's pretty ugly. And we can fix that with Maybe hot glue or something, I'm not sure. Before I put them on the base, we could have maybe hit it with a wire brush and stuff, but we didn't, so that's okay. So let's see if we could hide that seam with some glue. Oops. I don't know how well of a job we did covering that up, but we'll see in a minute here. Alright, so let's hit him with some paint. And I'm not sure how I want to paint him. Alright, let me think about this for a second here. I have this new can of flat black that's like, I've used it twice. It's really hard to get it shaken. It's impossible. Okay. Come back and he'll be black. Please, you Jason, stand by. Voila! Our T-Rex is big and scary. And now he's primed. So let's bring this up a little bit. It's a +2 hot air gun burning. Probably should have mixed up some 2-part to get rid of that seam now that I'm looking at it. Oh well. Well, not everybody has all the same things I have, but everybody has glue sticks, right? And if you've been to Dollar General, you probably have this T-Rex. That's where I think that's where my son got this. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Okay. So let's get him with a light damp coat of black. That'll make sure he's got a good coating over all the paint there, the spray paint. So I'm just going to get some black paint and a tiny bit of water. Ooh, it made a fart sound. That's gross. I blame you. You made my T-Rex do that. I gotta start cleaning these brushes better. The problem with using the same color to do this over your paint, spray paint, to make sure you got it's all like drying and stuff right, and it's not sticky or tacky, is that when you use the same color, you can't tell where you got it and didn't. Oh, look, I missed some stuff underneath here. Of course I did. I'm always missing stuff on the bottom. That underside, man, it's my weakness. It's my miniature kryptonite. Set that to the side. +2 hot air gun burning. Alright, I'm just going to go t-shirt here and dab off any spots that were a little bit too wet. And some of these spots that I thought were too wet were just not painted with the matte craft paint. Alright, getting a big old makeup brush. And piece cardboard. Nope, not that one. All right. Man, it's a little chilly this morning. Not chilly, but I want to swim, and it is not a good day for swimming. All right, so I'm gonna get my white paint here. Cheapy makeup brush. Let's start checking this dude out. See what we have to work with. I mean, you got to admit, for a cheap plastic sculpt, he has some pretty sick texture. So I used to play this game called Ark Survival Evolved on Steam. And it was like this super good game where you could tame and ride dinosaurs. And I used to have this giant white T-Rex named Armageddon. And I would just roll around eating fools. And if you're one of those people I used to eat when I used to stream on Twitch, I'm sorry. I was young and not that young. Okay, I knew better. I was a jerk. I'm sorry. And I also said things that were not appropriate, so that's why that stream stopped. Because I was yelling at people and calling them names. Not real happy with the glue work we did covering that. It's not super organic looking. Sorry about that. Alright. I think I want to lighten him up again. A little more white. Alright, so the reference art in the book shows that his belly is lighter, his skin is yellow, and he's got, I don't know if there's a green or black stripes. That's not really what I want to do, though. What I want to do is I want to do him with, I'm not sure. Let's do his base first. I didn't put any big rocks on his base, and that's a mistake for sure. I'm getting just a cheapy brush. I'm going to do up this base. Definitely didn't add any rocks to this base. That will make it boring. All right. Let me get another brown, something lighter. A mid-tone brown. This one's called Melted Chocolate. Let me get my brush a little wet. Get some of that. And just kind of work that around in there. Okay. Hit them with the +2 hot air gun to burn them real quick. And get that base kind of dried up. I'm going to have to use a lot of flock on that base since we do have rocks. Alright, now we gotta paint this dude. So I think what we need to do is figure out what color we want to paint him. I think we should do something that I randomly select out of my box. This is called granite gray, and it is an ugly color. Let's get a little bit of water. Let's clean our brushes out in case we need any of them. Okay, water, some granite gray. I'm going to add just a tinge of Laguna. Hello, Laguna, and welcome to the channel. This is like a bluish with a tint of green in it. It's kind of like a teal, but not teal. It's a teal-esque color, I guess you could say. Let's mix this up. Oh, it's really thin. I have failed us drastically, my dudes. Alright, well, mistakes were made. Alright, let's start painting this fella with it. Oh, it's really not good at all. He looks stupid. He looks stupid. Stupid and dumb. But if we don't try stuff, we won't learn nothing. Can you imagine coming across a dinosaur like this and you're like a size medium, regular, like humanoid, or a dwarf or an elf or a human or whatever, and you come across this thing and he is like metal, just like not rusty, shiny, like Terminator 2 T1000 Mercury silver. Oh man, dude, you'd be like, oh shit, mistakes were made, help. Well, if I'd have known this was going to be that thick for how thin the paint was and coat it that well, I definitely wouldn't have used that granite gray color or whatever it was. I mean, I thinned that down really far, and I was like, there's no way the coverage is going to be so intense, but it was. So intense. So bright, so vivid. Now, when you get down to these feet, I would recommend that you get a smaller brush to do the very bottoms of them. See you don't get it all over your ground you already painted. But what do I know? I'm just an old man that hangs out in my basement way too much, making silly stuff. I bet you thought this was going to be an awesome craft. And then you saw the paint job and you were like, oh, Doom, you idiot. Don't worry. And I saw this paint job and said, oh, Doom, you idiot. I'm not sure if I want to, yeah, I wasn't sure if I was in the camera. It's pretty evenly coated with that horrible color. Alright, let's set that off to the side. Rinse out our brie ashes. Set it with a +2 hot air gun burning and see what happens. Alright, now let's get this white we used earlier back. What? White? We already ruined him with white today. Let's ruin him with white some more. Let's get a cheapy makeup brush. I've been using these a lot. They're from the Dollar Tree. I really like them. And let's try to lighten him up a little bit with it and see what happens. So I told you I had a white T-Rex on that video game, and I did. And so when I painted him that horrible color, I was joking. I knew that I wanted to make him white, and I just wanted something so that he had some depth. So I thought, and like a really pale blue could accomplish that for me. I was just being silly. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, Jens. I was just playing around. Some of you probably caught that. You're like, I watch enough crappy B-horror movies. I knew you were like preluding. Yeah, I was preluding. Foreshadowing, if you will. All right, so in the game, they had some certain spots on them that were like a darker gray and stuff. I can't remember exactly how it was, but I want to try to do something like that to make him a little more interesting. So I'm going to get this crappy brush here. And some tape. And the first thing I'm going to do trying to fix his teeth with adding no other step besides just a little bit of this pallid bone. So his teeth and his nails is what I'm trying to do with this cheapy brush. My two older sons are here today. I'm very blessed that they're visiting. They came to play our Tomorrow Comes Doom last night, and then they stayed so that they could swim. So the Tomorrow Comes Doom system doesn't have classes or levels. There are feat trees, what they're called talent trees, that have focuses in them. So if you were going to say, like, is he a fighter or is he a whatever, there is no real, like, labeling like that. Unless it's, like, something through role-playing that you've achieved. Like, you know, like you're not a monk just because you put points into a class and said I'm a monk, you know. Like, becoming a monk is something you have to achieve through gameplay. Like, I've joined an order, I've taken the appropriate talents, and now they're calling me a monk. That's how that kind of works. So it's different and new, and something we're just trying out. All right, I'm going to get some pink. Very pale pink. This is called Cameo Pink, and it is absolutely obnoxious. I'm going to get a smaller brush. And I'm going to paint it up in here. What's it? Shaking like a mother ligger. So now what I want to do is I want to get some dark around his eyes. So I'm just going to get this runic gray here. Lighten that up, or darken that up around where those eyes are. All right. So I'm just going to leave the inside of his mouth black. And now that this pink is kind of dry, I'm going to hit it with the +2 hot air gun and burning real fast. Okay. Now I'm going to get this is called Blood Red. Getting a tiny bit of that. And a tiny bit of Speed Paint Medium. And a tiny damn brush. I'm going to send that out real far, and I'm going to wipe a lot of that off. And then I'm going to attempt to come in here. Now that was a little darker than I had hoped it would be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this with the hot air gun, and then I'm going to lighten it back up with a little bit of, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to look what colors I have available. Yeah, that's way darker than I wanted. Oh, it might look okay. Alright, let's get a dark yellow. This is called Desert Yellow. You can plop that. Let's do his eyeballs. And then let's get a different brush. And get some of this mummy robes here. And a piece of cardboard. And let's just hit some of these claws and teeth with that. Just lightly. And just on the edges. That brush was pretty good for what I just did. So now I'm going to get that pink again. What was it called? Cameo pink? I'm going to get that pink. Maybe a peach would be better. Sun-kissed peach. Oh, that is a lot. This is why we can't have nice things. A little bit of sun-kissed peach there. There we go. That might be a little less. There we go. That's what I wanted. Something like that. I'd really like to try to do some kind of green around his eyes up here so it looks like he's wearing makeup, because he's starting to look like the Joker. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're just about done. Let's get a tiny brush. A little bit of black. Let's not use that black. Let's use this one. All right, so this base is pretty big. So I think what we want to do, we have some spots where the white spattered onto it around and where the dry brush got on a little bit. So what I want to do is I'm going to get a cheap brush, and this is just a really wet IB green from Apple Barrel. I'm going to go around and hit the whitest of the spots where the drips really shot around. And I'm just dragging this nonsensically around, trying to clean some of that up. All I'm doing is covering up white. Am I on camera? Yeah, okay. This IB green is like an Army OD, olive drab. And since it's real thin and it coats well, it's kind of a lifesaver for a lot of things. And if you just throw a little bit of water in there and pour it in creases, it dries to be like a perfect old kind of moldy look. I like that. Okay. I think we got most of those white spots covered up pretty good. Just go around and do black around the outside edge. Then we'll dry them off and get some flock on them. What do you think? A little bit of flock and it'll be set like jet, right? Amen. I don't know why I just threw up an amen for a paint job joke. Or saying set like jet, which is an old horrible 90s thing that it might even be a lot older than that, I'm not sure. But it's an old thing, man. Saying old things like that is kind of my dumbness. Get some brushes cleaned out here before we hit them with the hot air gun. Got a lot of brushes over here today, man. Had to do some real cleaning at some point. All right, hit that with a +2 hot air gun. We'll get some clear glue, get some flock. So, I just want to evenly spread this out so it's not too thick, but it catches flock. Okay. Oh, right at the animated part I hate. Okay. All right. So there's our dinosaur from the 3.5 Monster Manual. He is way too big and way too gangster. He probably shouldn't ever go onto the tabletop. But of course, I won't be able to resist to, because they'll look at him and they'll be like, "What? Why is he color funny?" They won't think he's just a regular dinosaur. They'll think he's some kind of super dinosaur. And maybe he is. So anyways, this is Doom from Dungeons & Doom Biscuits. If you like what we're doing here, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon. Come back every day. We put a video, or I say we, it's me. I put the videos out here. I do. Doom. Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to give the impression I have some kind of team here. It's just me, dudes, in my basement, making garbage into more garbage, into fantastic garbage, and upcycling. So yeah, go to the website. We do sell miniatures at dungeonswag.com. They are high quality, high detail, beautiful sculpts, done by Sven Julian, who is a phenomenal artist. Phenomenal is today's word. He is phenomenal. Everything's phenomenal. The quality is really good. They are inexpensive. And you can get a monthly crate that has 6, 7, or 8 minis in it. Or you can buy some one-offs there. You can get a free mini. There's a discount code in our Discord. Check out our Discord. Come to our Discord. Paint with us. Show us what you're working on. We do live paint sessions with Asko and I, who are the guys that we started Dungeon Swag. And we still are regular dudes in our basement, no joke. He's usually in his basement painting Warhammer stuff, and I'm usually in my basement, well, doing stuff. Yesterday I converted a Sasquatch. Do I have one sitting here still? Hold on, let me look. No, I don't know where it went. Yesterday I was doing a Sasquatch HeroClick conversion to a barbarian dude. And I'm always in here doing something. Making digesters and dinosaurs. So come back. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for choosing me out of all the YouTube channels out there to watch. I do appreciate that. It's just pretty overwhelming how successful I've been when I didn't think I was going to be doing anything. So I really do appreciate everyone's time and patience and hanging out with me. Have a great day. We'll see you next time where I believe we're going to Dire Animals. So that'll be fun. I think I have an idea for that. So thanks for watching.